Hey guys, welcome back. These are not my battles. These are two battles from that my buddy Hawk had. One of them, you'll get to see the entire battle. The other one, I'm cutting about 70 turns out of it. It was quite a stall fest. You'll see it when you get there, but just so you know, that the second one, pretty sure I'm gonna put it second. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, there's quite a lot cut out of it, just so you know. So, hope you guys enjoy those. Leave your comments for them. I mean, they're his battles, so just let them know what you think. Alright, so as I said, these are not my battles. My buddy Hawk wanted to show these two battles to his friend, and he gave me the honor of being able to narrate them, which is awesome. So he leads off with his Yuxi, and his opponent leads off with Typhlosion. And Scarfed Eruption, she does a pretty good chunk to that. And Yuxi's very defensive, so that's a pretty powerful eruption right there. Then he gets his Scarf knocked off, and then Hawk switches in his Embor to take the yeah, it's an Embor. He switches that in to take the eruption. It takes, man, that's still hurt. Then he just hits him with a superpower, and that's a, is that a kill? Can't tell. No, it's not quite a kill. And he goes for the Focus Blast now, and that's actually enough to take out his Embor. Wow, that's, I didn't think that'd kill it from half range. I don't think it's resisted though. He sends in his Basculin. His opponent sends in Slowking to take the obvious Aqua Jet. And then what's it called? His Typhlosion comes back in. I guess the crunch was obvious. It wouldn't have been to me because I've never fought one of those, but that was a good play on his part. He switches out his Basculin because the opponent switches in a Sceptile. Steelix comes in to take the grass move. Takes it really good. I mean, with probably like 480 some defense, why not? I would assume that would be an HP fire he took. Took that pretty well too. Sets up the stealth rocks. Then pretty sure you can take another hidden power from this. Yeah, takes another hidden power and then hits it with a gyro ball. Should do a lot of damage because Steelix is pretty slow and Sceptile is mad fast. Yeah, he hits it down to pretty good range, and then the hidden power just finishes it off. So it's not a big deal. He's still got this. So the Basculin comes in. Aqua Jet's. I wouldn't have thought that would have been enough to take it out, but I guess Sceptiles are really fragile because that resisted hit finished it. That was pretty cool. Believe that is called uh, Excelgor. That's it, Excelgor. Um, Takes the Aqua Jet pretty nicely, and then does a clean kill with a Giga Drain. And then what's the injector? Oh, Dino, what the hell? Okay, that was interesting. Okay, so the Excelgor uses Guard Swap, which I didn't even know was a move, and then he gets poisoned. Then goes for a Focus Blast, which should do a pretty good chunk of damage there. Oh, that one-shotted it. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think it would completely one-shot it, but wow. Alright, he's slowly dying to poison. And then Yuxi comes in, and obvious Bug Buzz, and that should take it out. Looks like he's foddering everything for to wait on the Toxic. And it's out now to the Toxic and Life Orb damage. He's got a Scolipede out, and Hawk sends in his Sceptile, which I think a Hidden Power Fire ought to take that out. Don't know if he's spexed or not. I'm pretty sure he's usually spexed. So that was a one-hit KO right there. And then Slacking. That's not a Slacking. What the hell? That's a Slow King. Okay, he's not Specs. He's Life Orb. That's it. That's for the Giga Drain. That does a pretty good chunk to that. It doesn't quite take it out though. And then he gets poisoned. Not really sure what the point of that was. He switches out into his Rhydon. I don't understand. I'm at a loss for words here. I guess having his last two guys being just Rhydon and Slowking, he doesn't really have a choice. But I'm not really sure what the switching out would have done because even if he had gotten enough with the Regenerator, he couldn't have lived either of the grass moves. And he's packing dual stab, so if a Giga Drain wouldn't do it, a Leaf Storm definitely will. All right, and that's the first battle. Second one here was really interesting. I cut out most of the middle of it because after about 30, 20 turns in, I believe, it just becomes pure stall. So he leads off with the Persian. His opponent leads off with the Cryogonal. Tricks it. I think it set up. I think it set up a reflector light screen. I don't remember which. But goes for the switcheroo again, and switches the light clay over to that and gets lefties, which is pretty cool. And then he switches out into his Misdreavus as the opponent sets up a sub, and then Shadow Sneaks. It does pretty good damage, and then the Shadow Ball will definitely break the sub. Then he switches out into a Cryogonal to take the burn. I don't. I wouldn't have thought the burn was obvious, but that was a good play. It saved his Dusknoir from being relatively useless. Hawk switches out his Misdreavus and sends in his Deep Titan, his Lapras, which takes the Ice Beam very nicely. In fact, after lefties, it did do damage, which I think is kind of funny. Then Aggron comes in. They make a double switch right here. And Armaldo comes in. Aggron sets up the Stealth Rocks. Wow, they both set up Stealth Rocks. Alright, Aggron uses Stone Edge. It's actually super effective because he's Bug Rock. Armaldo Rapid Spins to get rid of the rocks real quick. And then switches out. I guess he wants to save his spinner or something. Hitmonchan comes in to take the Earthquake. Takes it pretty nicely. And then with a nice little Drain Punch there, one-shots it, critical hit. Don't think that mattered. And then he's back up to full, which is minus life orb damage. So that's really cool. His opponent sends in a Dragonair. Ice Punch will take care of that rather nicely. Huh, it didn't kill it. But he got a freeze, so that makes up for it. The Shedskin thought it out, but it's not enough because next Ice Punch will finish it. And then he sends in a Dusknoir. I'm not really sure what he's going to do against the Dusknoir. I don't remember. Thunder Punch. That's pretty useful, especially with an Iron Fist boost. He gets a para. That's awesome. Dusknoir uses an Ice Punch. Doesn't quite kill it, and then he gets paralyzed on his Shadow Sneak that he went for, and then he gets a crit, which is kind of funny actually. Um, gets a crit to finish it off. Then Sigilyph and Cryogonal comes in and takes about half damage, and then that Thunder Punch will definitely finish that off. But with his Life Orb damage, Hitmonchan goes down too, so it's down to 4 or 5 of Hawksky's versus 2 of his. Roselia, can't remember what Roselia does, but does a switcheroo thingy. This is a Roselia sets up Toxic Spikes, and it loses its Eviolite Stone, so now it's not really that defensive anymore, but it starts setting up a lot of hazards. Well, not a lot, but a decent amount. It's just getting taken down by Swift. Used Leech Seed, but it missed, which is not that big a deal. I don't think that little bit of HP would have made a difference. Another Swift here, and then Leech Seed hits this time. Not really sure why it's doing that. I mean, Leech Seed's not really doing that much, and it's definitely gonna die. I mean, when you only got 2 left, you really can't do much, but just like stall around and stuff. But anyway, does a switcheroo again. I'm not 100% sure why it did that. I mean, most Sigilyphs carry a Flame Orb, but I guess he wasn't really. I don't think he was too worried about that actually. But he goes for the Thunderbolt. I have never seen a special Persian before. That surprised me. But Sigilyph's got +2 now in both defenses, I think. Which I think is what the standard Sigilyph does. It's usually what's called Psycho Shift, Stored Power, Cosmic Power, and Roost. It's probably what this one has too, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so it's just setting up while the Persian's slowly dying to Life Orb, and no, not Life Orb, Burn. My bad. Anyway, so he swaps out his Misdreavus. Sorry, losing track of thought here. The Sigilyph Roost as Misdreavus came in, and then Shadow Ball. It's doing reasonable damage for how many for how many cosmic powers it's got up. Then the stored powers, not quite enough to take it out since it's but it is a neutral hit, so it'll should take it out the next turn. But he lost one of the special defense boosts, so yeah. Then Persian comes in, goes for a Thunderbolt again on the slightly lowered special defense. It doesn't quite. I mean, it gets it down to a quarter, and then it roosts back up, and then it's not quite dead yet. But this turn, I believe it roosts. Nah, it just goes for the Cosmic Power because it knows the Persian's gonna die. And then, not mistaken, Persian goes right down here. Yep. Then Lapras comes in, gets poisoned. It's not really that big a deal. Then gets hit with a stored power, which I believe is at +4 or +5. I'm not sure. Excuse me. Gets hit. It uses Curse, which I think he's trying to get out boost for maybe an Ice Shard or something. But he can't take another stored power, so he's just gonna let it die now. And then his Serenade comes in, and about a minute or so, I cut the video to the end because this is where the stall begins. It Magic Guarded it, so it's not going to die to poison. It traces Magic Guard. It resists its only move, stored power, and it can eventually stall it out. I just cut to the end here. The Sigilyph is now at +6, but it's out of moves in about 2 or 3 minutes. Or not minutes, like 2 or 3 seconds. I think that was his last move right there. So now it's just a struggle death between him and Serenade, because Serenade's got like 3 moves or so left. But anyway, point of fact, a Sigilyph at +6 on at +6 with Cosmic Powers only does half to a Gardevoir, which I think is pretty interesting because even at a at +6 it stabs, so that's quite a bit of power. I think it's like 240 some or something like that. That's a lot of power coming out of stab, but I guess when you have resistance, it drops it down pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Serenade eventually struggles it to death because it's doing a quarter damage to itself every time, and it's not really doing that much to Serenade with its struggle. So yeah, that's pretty much the battle. So I hope you guys enjoyed these. Leave your comments, whatever, what have you. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed these. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, see you guys.